I'm not even a good bachata dancer, but I still love it. I still love it. What's going on, folks? Today it's Wednesday. Wednesday is my favorite day at work because there's an overlap between crews. So I have all of my team here on Wednesday, and we really knock out some work. We get some shit done, and that's cool. More importantly, today's November. Oh, service engine soon light just came on, man. Shit. Sometimes it just goes away. Today's November 1st, and that's day one of Nanowrimo, National Novel Writing Month. National Novel Writing Month. Nanowrimo. These You need to put some signs up, put some cones up. I think it's gonna be in the streets. So, I've been researching my ass off reading. Where's that book? Reading about the Moncada barracks attack. Man. And so I've tried to find as much information on this as possible, and especially throughout the years, I thought it was interesting that those attacks, basically started the Cuban Revolution. It's 1953, and there's really no decent account of that. I did read about it years ago, and then I got the audiobook of a biography on Fidel Castro, which is more like an interview. And so I got the audiobook, I listened to it, I just listened to it again, and I bookmarked the part on the Moncada barracks. And now I'm reading this book where this author did like tremendous amount of research and finding that Fidel Castro was, somebody's lying here, right? Maybe it's not Fidel, but somebody's lying, or granted, the interview was probably 50 years after the assault took place, right? So maybe Fidel was just didn't remember, maybe he wasn't intentionally lying. But wow, I'm finding out a lot of stuff about contrary to what I've heard or read about the attack. Anyway, so there's interesting characters. The ones that stand out. There was a guy who edited their bulletin, right? Their revolutionary bulletin. And he was like a poet, and somebody made it very clear that he didn't care about, all he saw was beauty and blah blah blah, and he was a poet and a writer, and I'm like, man, that could be a good character. Also, Melba Hernandez, who was really important in the revolution. Somebody said that she was a harlot that liked younger men. Boom! That's gonna be a good character, right? I can utilize that. Anyway, so I didn't finish the book like I thought, or I didn't finish reading it. Here it is. It just wasn't, I just discovered NaNoWriMo like last week and signed up for it. So I'm not really prepared, but tough shit. Time to get to work. Time to try and write a novel this month. And I've never written a novel, to tell you the truth. 50,000 words. Closest I've gotten is, 25,000. Anyways, so I'm gonna write. I don't know how I'm gonna get to, I don't know, 1,700 words a day. I don't know. I've written that much before, but not on a regular. Getting to 1,000 has been hard for me. Like a day, getting 1,000. So getting 1,700. I have no idea where I'm going with the stories. The one idea I have is that I have a couple ideas. I can't tell you about it. I can't tell you what the ideas are. That's what you got to read them. Well, I can tell you ideas, can I? I don't know. Of course, Pierre, the warrior Pierre is the title of the book. I'm actually getting the book cover made, which is weird because I never had a book cover made before I wrote a book. Always after, right? It's easier to. What the hell is going on in there? Book cover is being made. The warrior Pierre. So if you followed my other stories, you know that he was sent off at a young boy because he was so big and so strong. He got recruited even as a boy, 13, 14 years old, to be a soldier in Colombia, and that's where he served for several years until he decided it was time for him to go. I have a story that I kind of have in here about that trip. All right, so what he wanted to do was go back to Panama and visit his mother, and so somewhere in there between Los Chocolates and Marisol, I kind of fill that story in, and that I leave that story like open. Like I can tell that story now. Something of an idea I had, like while he's traveling from Colombia to Panama, something happens, and I want to tell that story. I want to tell the story of how he meets Fidel Castro and partakes in the Moncada barracks attack, and then I have to fill him in. I have to, I didn't know I was going to do this, so when I wrote the story Los Chocolates, I just kind of briefly, I fought in a few wars in Europe, Africa, blah blah blah. Just like I filled 20-year span with like 2 lines, right? Well, now I got to go in and fill those. So I got to figure out how do I get him to Cuba? How do I get him to, I don't know, Vietnam, France, maybe, I don't know. How do I get him to Africa? So that's part of my problem. Another problem is I don't have, this is the middle of his story. Like this is the middle. I have the beginning, I have the ending, now I'm putting the middle, and now I got to figure out a beginning, a middle, and an end of this book, right? This novel. I don't have it. I don't know if I ever write my books so that they do, though. So far, I don't know. I just pants it, right? Pants meaning I just fly by the seat of my pants. So that's what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna fly by the seat of my pants. Oh, you looking at all my gear back here? Lighting, son. Lighting. Had to stop at Home Depot. Oh, Lord, we had to go. Anyways, so that's it. Nanowrimo, time to get started. As soon as I get off work, I gotta find me a place. Gotta write. Maybe 1,700 words will come to me like that every day. Not optimal choice for time for doing this because I'm working on my paleo challenge too. Oh, maybe it is. November 2017. So the warrior Pierre, I will try to post maybe. We'll see. I'll try to post maybe every day this month. I'll see what I can do. I'll give you my word count. Current word count 0. But that's because I haven't really started yet. All right. Other than that, I need these suckers, man. I need those. I gotta get to work. I got shit I need to do. And I would talk about work, but I'm not in the mood right now. It's challenging, man. It's challenging. I gotta keep reminding myself that that's why I took it, because it was a challenge. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyways, let's. How about a little bit of this? Yeah. All right, folks. Peace out. Happy November 1st.